So my question is, if you, let's say you're a startup and you've got a little bit of revenue, I want to know how you can scale up. How do you break through sort of this glass ceiling and actually start making the unsequential success that you talk about?
Okay, so let me give you an analogy on startups. Some people think too big, some people think too small. The right strategy for entrepreneurs is what I call think big, act small. If you imagine building a Google on day one and only want to build a company worth $100 billion, you're likely going to fail. On the other hand, if you're thinking really small, you're going to do things that perpetuate a very small company. One of my other favorite sayings, I have all these favorite sayings about entrepreneurship, is there's a massive difference between a $0 million company and a $0 billion company. It's a difference in attitude. It's a difference in who are the first 5 or 10 people you hire. It's a difference in how you set your goals. It's whether you're trying to ascend Mount Everest or not in your thinking. But anybody who's tried to ascend Mount Everest, and I haven't, but I can tell you that this is true at least in the startups of the Mount Everest of the startup world, you can't get there without base camp. You have to have a place where you can build a stable business. Most of the interesting things can think about either getting certain level of traction if it's an internet company first, before they get to the really huge impact. It's 30 million in revenue or 40 million in revenue, where you can sort of say, okay, if I need to, or if bad things happen, I can be stable as a business. That's base camp. But the thing about base camp is the people who haven't thought big while acting small to get to 10, 20, 30 million in revenue, is they set up base camp too far away from the peak. I like to say, important to think of base camp that you're going to set up that's a smaller business, but that's a stable business, where you get some level of stability and comfort. But if it's not close enough to your larger vision, your big thinking, and you don't have the team at base camp that's going to help you climb Mount Everest, then base camp doesn't help you scope out the path to be really successful. So if you think about that analogy, it's a good way to look at this trade-off. Think big, act small to get to base camp, set up base camp where you actually have visibility and learning about how to get to the peak, to how to scope out your paths. I hope that was a clear answer. I love analogies.